Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope we're doing great today. Happy Saturday. Big college football slate today, guys. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Working our way to 22.5K subs, so keep up the good work. Check out all my betting links in the description below to get in on the action. A lot of good promos, a lot of good boosts to use today, guys, so make sure you take advantage of those. And yeah, we'll hop in it here. Big slate today. Starting with a nice matchup here, we got Missouri versus Texas A&M. A&M opening up as a 2.5 point home favorite with the over/under at 48. Missouri coming into this matchup 4-0. A&M 4-1. Missouri, they're coming off a close Vanderbilt win, 30-27. I mean, that was definitely a close one there. A&M, they're coming off a close Arkansas win. Missouri 5-2 against A&M, 5-2 covering on the road against A&M, where they've been really good here. On an 8-game win streak. A&M 1-6 covering at home, haven't been as sharp at home. 1-7 covering the spread in general here. This, I feel like this is definitely looking like a trap game. Because let's be real, Missouri is the better team, better quarterback play. They got better weapons. But A&M is tough to play in though. But yeah, I love falling for the trap games. I just love Missouri getting 2.5 on the road. Or 3, depending on where you're getting, what books you're getting. But yeah, I like this Missouri offense here. I think they're going to be able to put up points. I'm not really concerned about that. I'm more worried about A&M. You know, just worried about A&M to be honest here. So I'm buying a point here, and we're going to get a good game. And I'm taking Missouri plus 3.5 on the road. Next matchup, we've got SMU versus Louisville. Louisville opening up as a 6.5 point home favorite with the over/under at 56. SMU coming into this matchup 4-1. Louisville 3-1. SMU, they're coming off a big FSU win, 42-16. Louisville, they're coming off a tough Notre Dame loss, 31-24. SMU just 1-4 against the ACC. That's where their struggles have been. 0-5 covering in week 6, which is a very interesting stat. Louisville 14-1 at home. I mean, man, they play really good home football. 5-1 covering in October. Yeah, dominant home team. I like Louisville. SMU really hasn't had too much of a test. Their last team against a good team, their only loss was against BYU, who's turning out to be a really good football team here. But these other 3 games haven't really played anybody. I think Louisville is going to be the same kind of team like BYU. Louisville is going to be very tough offensively and defensively at home. I just don't see SMU getting it done on the road. And yeah, I like a big bounce back. You got Louisville coming off a tough Notre Dame loss. I expect a big bounce back from the Cardinals today, and I'll take the Cardinals minus 6.5 in money line at home. Next matchup, we got UCLA versus Penn State. Penn State opening up as a 27.5 point home favorite with the over/under at 46.5. UCLA coming into this matchup 1-3. Penn State 4-0. UCLA, they're on a 3-game losing streak, coming off an Oregon loss, 34-13. Now this UCLA team, very bad. They've been in they've been in just the teens all season. They scored 13, 17, 13, 16. They haven't got 20 points this season. I've never seen a team not get at least 20 points this year. That's pretty crazy to me. Yeah, they're very bad on offense. Penn State, they're coming off a big Illinois win, 21-7. Great start for Penn State. UCLA's quarterback, Ethan Garbers, is questionable. Honestly, I don't think it even matters. They've been playing so bad with him. Penn State, I mean, yeah, dominant home team, 11-1 at home, 12-2 against the Big Ten. I just don't have. How can you have confidence in UCLA? They can barely score. Penn State at home. I just think they're going to dominate offensively and defensively. And yeah, give me Penn State minus 27.5 at home today. Next matchup, we got Auburn versus Georgia. Georgia opening up as a 21.5 point home favorite with the over under at 52. Auburn coming into this matchup 2-3. Georgia 3-1. Auburn coming off a Oklahoma loss 27-21. Georgia, I mean, they're coming off that Bama loss. That was a crazy game. They did not play well against Bama here, so I kind of expect a big bounce back from Georgia today. Auburn 0-7 against Georgia, 0-8 covering on the road against Georgia. Yeah, they've had pretty much zero success against Georgia. Georgia 10-0 at home. I expect a monster bounce back from Georgia. The quarterback play from Auburn's been terrible. If this was at Auburn, I don't know. I could see Auburn with the sneaky cover here, but yeah, I don't have much faith in Auburn. I expect a monster game from Georgia today. I'm buying a point just because it's a scoring number. Give me Georgia minus 20.5 at home today. Next matchup, we got Indiana versus Northwestern. Indiana opening up as a 13.5 point road favorite with the over-under at 41. Indiana coming into this matchup 5-0. Northwestern 2-2. Indiana, they're coming off a Maryland win 42-28. Northwestern, they're coming off a Washington loss 24-5. Very odd score that they only put up 5 points. Yeah, what a start from Indiana. I mean, it's got to be one of their best starts ever. 5-0, finally ranked, playing great. Northwestern. This is a crazy number. Northwestern 8-0 at home against Indiana. Indiana's really struggling against Northwestern, but they're 1-5 against Northwestern. I will say Indiana really hasn't had that great of a football team in a long time. Nothing to really brag about. Northwestern, they look pretty bad this year. I think the tides have turned in this matchup. So I'm not going to follow that stat. I like Indiana. Really good quarterback play with Rourke. Offense looks good. Defense has been pretty solid. Um, Aside from last game, they gave up 28, but 3 games prior, they gave up 14, 13, and 3, and 7. Yeah, I really like Indiana here. And give me the Hoosiers minus 13.5 and money line on the road today. Next matchup, we've got Iowa versus Ohio State. Ohio State opening up as an 18-point home favorite with the over-under at 45.5. Iowa coming into this matchup 3-1. Ohio State 4-0. Iowa coming off a Minnesota win 31-14. Ohio State, they're coming off a big Michigan State win 38-7. Iowa 2-13 against Ohio State. 0-8 on the road against Ohio State. I mean, they've had pretty much zero success on the road against Ohio State here. It's going to be tough. Iowa, they've been able to score as opposed to last season where they struggled scoring. They're actually scoring this season. 31, 38, 19, 40. They can score this year. That was the big issue last year. They just couldn't get up. They could barely get 20 points on the board now. They've proven they can get 20 plus points, which is encouraging here. The run game's been excellent for Iowa. I will say that's probably the positive. The run game's been awesome. I don't know, man. This game's really sneaky for me. I think Iowa's very sneaky. I think we're going to get a kind of a low scoring game here. And I don't know. I think Buckeyes can still win by 2 touchdowns. I think they're going to win by 2 touchdowns probably. But I think Iowa kind of hangs around with the run game, running the clock. I like the points with Iowa here, and I'll take Iowa plus 18 on the road. I think it's a great line for them. Next matchup, we got Ole Miss versus South Carolina. Ole Miss opening up as a 9-point road favorite with the over-under at 53.5. Ole Miss coming into this matchup 4-1. Carolina 3-1. Ole Miss coming off just an awful loss against Kentucky. They did not play Kentucky very well. South Carolina. They're coming off a 50-7 win against Akron. We saw South Carolina, that loss they had against LSU, 36-33. I mean, man, what a game that was. I kind of think it's going to be like a similar game. Ole Miss, they got a lot of people out today. I'm looking on offense. They're missing a bunch of guys. Yeah, a lot of injuries for Ole Miss here, which I don't love. Um, South Carolina, Lenore Sellers looks like he's good to go. Remember, he got hurt against LSU, but he's good to go here. Ole Miss 2-4 covering against South Carolina. South Carolina 11-4 at home. They play good at home. 5-0 covering against the SEC. This is a very, I think, sneaky game for South Carolina. At home, Rebels look horrible last week. South Carolina really should be 4-0. I mean, they could have won that LSU game here. And now then we'd be talking about a great ranked matchup. But South Carolina at home, this defense been great. I mean, man, they get a lot of sacks. I'm buying a point here. I really like South Carolina today. And yeah, I'm going to take South Carolina plus 10 at home. I think Ole Miss is on upset watch today. Next matchup, we've got Alabama versus Vanderbilt. Bama opening up as a 22.5 point road favorite with the over-under at 54.5. Alabama coming into this matchup 4-0. Vanderbilt 2-2. Bama, I mean, they're coming off their best win ever. I mean, they're coming off a Georgia win, 41-34. A game that they really dominated that whole game. Georgia came back in the end, but Bama controlled that whole game. They looked awesome. Vanderbilt, they're coming off a close Missouri win. They played Missouri very well last week. But Bama 10-0 against Vanderbilt, 6-0 on the road against Vanderbilt. I have zero confidence in Vanderbilt. Bama looked amazing last week here. Yeah, I think we got a monster performance from Bama today, and we'll take Bama minus 22.5 on the road. Next matchup, we got Clemson versus Florida State. Clemson opening up as a 15-point road favorite with the over-under at 47. Clemson coming into this matchup 3-1. Florida State 1-4. Clemson, I mean, yeah, what a 3-game stretch they're on. Coming off a big Stanford win, 40-14. They've just been dominating their opponents. They're coming off 40, 59, and 66 points after that bad Georgia loss to open up the season. FSU, yeah, losing to FSU, coming off an SMU loss, 42-16. Look at this Florida State team. The last 4 games, they've scored 16, 14, 12, and 13. It's bad in Florida State. The quarterback plays horrible. They got DJ who's out with a finger injury. Let's be real. DJ's not out with a finger injury. I think they finally benched DJ because he's been horrible. I think Glenn will be the quarterback, which I'm not impressed. I don't think he's any good either. I think it's going to be very bad for Florida State here. Clemson 5-1 covering against FSU, 7-1 against FSU, 5-1 covering on the road against FSU. Clemson's hot. Florida State looking horrible here, and yeah, backup quarterback playing. I got to Clemson minus 15 and money line on the road today. Next matchup, we've got Utah State versus Boise State. Boise State opening up as a 27-point home favorite with the over-under at 66. Utah State coming into this matchup 1-3. Boise State 3-1. Utah State coming off a Temple loss 45-29. 3-game losing streak. Have not looked good this season. Boise State, I mean, wow, they're coming off a Washington State win 45-24. Yeah, the key thing is that Ashton Jeanty, I mean, he's running for like 200 plus a game. It's crazy because his touchdown odds, I think it's like to score like 3 touchdowns is like still negative money. Jeanty's going to run all over him. I don't think Utah State's going to have an answer. They're 0-8 against Boise State, 0-11 on the road against Boise State, and yeah, Boise State looks great. I mean, they're going to run the ball all over Utah State here, so I just don't see how Utah State's going to Couldn't really do anything. Give me Boise State minus 27 at home. Next matchup, we've got Baylor versus Iowa State. Iowa State opening up as an 11.5 point home favorite with the over/under at 45. Baylor coming into this matchup 2-3. Iowa State 4-0. Baylor coming off a BYU loss 34-28. Bad 2-game stretch from Baylor. Then Iowa State 4-0 to start the season. Some of the games haven't really been pretty. Coming off a 20-0 win against Houston, which is hard to shut out anyone in college. Um, Offense hasn't been amazing. They put up 20, 52, 20, 21. So they've been hanging around the 20-point mark, but they play good defense. Baylor, quarterback's questionable. They got a lot of guys questionable today. Baylor 0-12 against the Big 12. They really struggle in conference play. Yeah, I just don't trust Baylor here. I think Iowa State's going to play great defense. Baylor's, just on a bad 2-game stretch. Both have been close games. But we saw the last good team, last ranked team, or they played Utah, lost 23-12. I just can't back Baylor here. I like Iowa State at home. I think they're going to control the game. They're going to run it. Give me Iowa State minus 11.5 and money line at home today. Next matchup, we got I think it's the biggest trap game on the slate. We got Michigan versus Washington. Washington opening up as a 1.5 point home favorite with the over/under at 41. Michigan coming into this matchup 4-1. Washington 3-2. Michigan coming off a Minnesota win 27-24. They're actually coming off back-to-back 27-24 wins. Washington coming off a Rutgers loss 21-18. This is so trappy because you got Michigan, who's really great, coming into this as a dog. Washington just 3-2. They haven't really looked that great this season. You got Michigan 20-0 against the Big Ten, 11-0 on the road where they've been dominant. Also, Washington 17-0 at home. That's probably why they're the slight favorite with how good they are at home. But this is just not the same Washington team we saw last year, and they're not going to be. Maybe it's a trap, but I'm okay falling for it. Give me Michigan. They're going to run the ball. I just trust the run game better. The quarterback play still hasn't been that great for Michigan, but their run game is just really good, and I think it's going to propel them. It's going to propel them all year. That's just what they are. They're going to be a run team. That's fine. And plus money on the road. Not really too sure on Washington. Yeah, give me Michigan plus 1.5 on the road today. Next matchup, we got Tennessee versus Arkansas. Tennessee opening up as a 14-point road favorite with the over/under at 57. Tennessee coming into this matchup 4-0. Arkansas 3-2. Tennessee coming off an Oklahoma win 25-15. That was their lowest scoring game this season because they put up 71, 51, 69. Arkansas, they're coming off a tough A&M loss, 21-17. Tough loss for Arkansas here. Let's see. Tennessee, just 1-4 against Arkansas. 1-6 covering against Arkansas. 0-6 covering on the road against Arkansas. They have been very bad against Arkansas here. Arkansas plays them well. A nice home matchup here where they've been good. 4-1 covering the spread right now. Listen, don't sleep on Arkansas. Don't let that 3-2 record fool you. Arkansas is good. They lost to Oklahoma State in overtime, and then A&M that lost by 4. Could easily be undefeated here. Tennessee on the road, very sneaky here. I'm not denying Tennessee. Their offense is great. They lead the SEC in scoring offense, total defense, and rushing offense. They're very good. Very good quarterback play. Give me the 2 touchdowns with Arkansas at home. Tennessee has been very bad against Arkansas and covering the spread against them. I think we're going to get a really great game here. Uh, at home, going to buy a half a point. Give me Arkansas plus 14.5 at home today. Next matchup, we've got USC versus Minnesota. USC opening up as an 8-point road favorite with the over-under at 48. USC coming into this matchup 3-1. Minnesota 2-3. USC coming off a Wisconsin win 38-21. Minnesota, they're coming off a Michigan loss 27-14. A tough 2-game stretch for Minnesota. They just haven't played. Minnesota stinks here. Quarterback plays horrible. I don't know. The run game is not amazing. The defense has been pretty bad for Minnesota here. They're 0-6 against the Big Ten. I just don't have much confidence in Minnesota. They haven't looked good. USC is still, playing great. Quarterback play's been great for USC. Gonna buy a point. Give me USC -7 and money line on the road today. Next matchup, we got Miami versus California. Miami opening up as a 10-point road favorite with the over-under at 54. Miami coming into this matchup 5-0. California 3-1. Miami, nice. Obviously 5-0, coming off a big Virginia Tech win, 38-34. Cal, they're coming off a bad Florida State loss, 14-9. They played well. That was just a weird game for them. Miami 4-1 covering on the road. Yeah, game day is going to be here, so this is a very interesting game. California 5-2 at home. I just can't bet against Miami. Cam Ward has been awesome. Offense is going to put up a lot of points. Is Cal going to be able to stop Miami with all those points they're going to put up? Really don't know. They might be pumped up that game days there, but Cal struggled against FSU, and FSU is probably one of the worst teams in the league right now. Miami's just on a roll offensively, 38, 50, 62, 56. I mean, yeah, their last game was the worst game of the season, only putting up 38 points. And that's more than California's had all season. So offensively, Miami's on another level. So I got to take Miami here, and I'm going to take Miami -9.5 and money line on the road today. In the next 4 matchups, I got a couple unranked matchups that I do think are going to be pretty good. We've got Duke versus Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech opening up as a 9.5-point home favorite with the over-under at 53. Duke coming into this matchup 5-0. Georgia Tech 3-2. A great start for Duke. They're coming off a 21-21 against North Carolina. Georgia Tech coming off a 31-19 loss against Louisville. Duke 6-2-1 covering against Georgia Tech. They are just 2-12 on the road against Georgia Tech. That's probably why Georgia Tech's favorites. Personally, I don't love this line. I mean, it just seems like another trap game in the making, because why is Duke pretty much 10 points worse on the road against Georgia Tech? They're 5-0. They look great this season. They haven't been dominating offensively. Been putting up about 20-ish points. They play good defense here. Been holding their opponents to about 20 points. Yeah, what's not to like about Duke here? And Georgia Tech, we've seen their losses. Haven't played great. Maybe it's a trap game. I don't know, but this is just such a great line. I got to take a shot on because Duke's played well enough, and they deserve it. If you're going to give Duke 10 points on the road, listen, I'm going to take it here. I'm going to buy a point. Give me Duke plus 10.5 on the road in this one. Next matchup, we got Rutgers versus Nebraska. Nebraska opening up as a 7-point home favorite with the over-under at 39. Rutgers coming into this matchup 4-0. Nebraska 4-1. Rutgers, great 4-0 start of the season. They're coming off a 21-18 win against Washington. Nebraska coming off a big Purdue win, 28-10. Rutgers, you look at the numbers, they're 0-5 against Nebraska, so I haven't played well against Nebraska here. But they are 4-1 covering the spread. Nebraska 1-5 against the Big Ten. Yeah, it's going to be a battle. I think it's going to be a gritty, running kind of game here. Rutgers, very good to start the season. Nebraska's very good as well. I think it's going to be a battle here. It's a very low over/under at 39. I don't know. I think it's going to be a shootout. I really do. I think we'll get enough points. I'd probably take a shot with that over, but I'm liking the plus points with Rutgers here. Great start, kind of getting slept on. Kind of a good spot for them. Nebraska definitely needs to watch out at home. I know Nebraska home crowd will be pumped up, but Rutgers are very good. They got a very good running back. I think it seems like Monagai or something. Very underrated, like very dominating this year. And yeah, I like Rutgers. And I'm gonna buy a half point. Rutgers plus 7.5 on the road today. Next matchup, we got Navy versus Air Force. Navy opening up as a 9.5 point road favorite with the over/under at 37. Navy coming into this matchup 4-0. Air Force 1-3. Yeah, what a start for Navy. Probably one of their best starts ever. Coming off a UAB win 41-18. This Navy team can score, unlike we've seen in a long time. They're coming off 41, 56, 38, 49. Man, they've been dominating this year. And Air Force, they are not they are the worst academy school here because Army's very good as well this year too. Yeah, Air Force put up 19, 3, 7, 21 against Miramar, which is a team they should beat by like 50. Yeah, I really love a Navy here. You look at the numbers though, they're 0-5 against Air Force. I'm sorry, 0-5 on the road against Air Force, 1-5 against Air Force. They are 9-2 on the road. They struggled against Air Force, but this is a new and improved Navy offense here. They put up a lot of points. Something we're not used to seeing too much here. They've been good on defense. Yeah, I'm really liking Navy in this one. Midshipmen minus 9.5 money line on the road today. The last matchup, we got Boston College versus Virginia. Virginia opening up as a 1.5 point home favorite with the over/under at 52. Boston College coming into this matchup 4-1. Virginia 3-1. The big news is Boston College getting back Thomas Castellanos, their star quarterback, who's been great this season. Boston College coming off a Western Kentucky win 21-20. Nice win for BC. Virginia, they're coming off a 43-24 win against Coastal Carolina. Boston College 5-1 against Virginia, where they've been really good. They've been good head-to-head. Virginia just 3-9 at home. Yeah, I'm loving Boston College. Getting in as they're the much better team here when Castellanos is playing. The run game's going to be great. He controls that offense here. Great running quarterback. Yeah, I like Boston College in this matchup. Give me Boston College plus 1.5 on the road today. That's going to be it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Saturday. Hope you guys all cash out, and I'll see you guys Sunday. Have a good one.